Hi, I'm Jacob. This is the Preppers Bunker Outdoors. Recently, I had the opportunity to go to SHOT Show in Las Vegas, thanks to James Yeager. It was an incredible blessing, an incredible opportunity. And SHOT Show is a unique event in that it attracts people of all different genres together. So I wanted to take this opportunity to ask people from all these different walks of life one question that they all had in common, and that is, when it comes to prepping for life, for an emergency, whatever the case may be, what's the most important thing to you? I got some YouTube personalities like Ben Pitsley from Living Survival, Aaron Malone from Gideon's Tactical. I got your stereotypical survival guys, EJ Snyder, Jeff Zausch, Bushcraft, Dave Canterbury, and Kit Cope, UFC fighter. All these different people in one place with one question, and all of their answers have a lot in common. So if you're wondering what the most important thing for you to focus on when it comes to prepping, this is probably the video that you need to watch. Check it out. Let's hear what they have to say, and I'll put links to where you can find each of these people in the description box below.
Dan Brown with Survival on Purpose, and I think one of the most important concepts as far as preparedness to me is just awareness. You got to make sure that you're aware of what's going on around you, make sure that you're aware of what potential problems you might face, and basically it's the Boy Scout motto, just be prepared.
Hey guys, it's Jeff Zausch from Discovery Channel, Naked and Afraid and Dual Survival. Here I want to talk about preparation. People always ask me, what do I do to prepare before I go into the wilderness and throw myself out there? For me, it's all mental. All the skills that I've learned to this point, they're either going to be there or they're not, but the mental aptitude to be able to be prepared for any situation. I try to do this every single day. When I'm walking down the street, when I'm laying in bed before night, I'm thinking worst case scenario. What's the worst thing that can happen in Botswana next week? What's the worst thing that can happen in the jungles of Brazil? And I prepare myself mentally to handle these situations before they ever occur. And I think that's what makes the difference between me and EJ surviving 40 days in the wild, killing it, and the people that give up after a week. It's all up here. So if you have any kind of challenge in your life, whether it's physical, whether it's personal, prepare yourself mentally and you'll be able to pull through.
Hey, Joe Flowers here with Bushcraft Global and Tops Knives. And the question was, what do you think is the most important aspect of survival? Is that right? Yep, good. Well, being an outdoor skills instructor and a survival instructor, I'd like to say I have some experience, even though I'm a young dude. And with some of the situations that I've been in, I think one of the biggest aspects is, in your mind, self-confidence in what you're doing. Hey man, I know I can get out of this situation. Hey, I'm having fun. Hey, I'm going to be able to do this. This might not be the prettiest trap trigger or something along that line, but I'm doing it right. Self-confidence is important because once you start belittling yourself and going, oh, woe is me, this is a bad situation, then everything, physical fitness, skill set, and mindset all crumble. There are guys who have lived months out in the ocean because they had a sense of humor in the situation they were in. They knew what they were doing, or they had confidence. Okay, my raft has a hole in it. He went down and put a plug and used a fork to fix it. Self-confidence, because he's not like, oh man, here I am, I'm gonna die, I'm in trouble. Self-confidence and being confident in what you're doing is important. That doesn't mean being egotistical, but I believe having some self-confidence in what you're doing will help you get through a situation even when no one's watching.
So as a professional athlete for the last 23 years, I've realized that the preparation breeds success. And so fighting, it imitates life. Everything in fight, life is a struggle, it's a fight. And so I've been able to pull those personal policies from fighting and add them to my life. So I prepare for the absolute worst, and I think that the absolute worst is just being yourself in your body with nothing to play with. So I would say probably the most important part about preparation for the bad times is making sure that your body can handle it. So I just make sure that I can do what I need to do when I need to do it, physically and mentally. So I would say that the most important part of preparation to me is preparing yourself, your body.
Hey everyone, EJ Snyder here, 3-time Naked and Afraid legend and host of Dual Survival. You know, I'm an extreme survivalist, and now I'm becoming more of a hybrid survivalist. And my whole thing about survival is mindset. That means having an iron will, good attitude, being focused, along with being prepared. You can't ask for anything best. Everything in survival for me is train as you fight, just like I did in the military, because you never know when a survival situation is going to pop up or who you're going to be with, and you have to be ready. So remember, you want to be prepared to a sponte superstas. Survive by your own will. Get ready, because you never know when it's coming, and you don't want to be out there hanging in the wind, nowhere to go, no direction. So get yourself ready. Yeah!
I'm Dave Canterbury with Wilderness Outfitters. I'm also the co-owner and lead instructor at the Pathfinder School, co-owner of Self-Reliance Outfitters. What I think the most important thing that people need to understand about survival or prepping is ownership of skills. You can read all the books, you can watch all the videos, but if you don't actually go out and do practical application and train like it's real until you own the skill and develop muscle memory, whether it's starting a fire, building a shelter, or a first aid element, you're not going to be able to do it when the chips are down.
Hey folks, Aaron here from Gideon's Tactical YouTube channel. And the question is, prepping, what's the most important part to me? And I think it's the mental game. You know, we forget about that a lot of times, particularly like YouTubers. You know, we love the gear and doing all that, and, you know, helping you guys to try and pick out what supplies will work best for your prepping kit, or, you know, whatever you're doing. But we need to remember the mental part of it, that if the crap hits the fan, it is going to suck. And you're going to have to make some really hard, like, life choices. Maybe, you know, for people in the family that are on medication, are you going to take your dog if you're bugging out or not? You know, pets, things that you really care about, and to already try and be prepping for that mindset, and maybe have some sit-down conversations with the family. If everything goes black, you know, what are we doing? Are we taking the dog? Are we not? You know, are we going to do this or not? You know, what about grandma who's maybe living with us, who's in a wheelchair? You know, I mean, some of that type of stuff that's not fun. They're not fun conversations to have, but they're conversations that if you're serious about prepping, you need to have and really begin to think about and talk about with yourself and your family, and how is this going to work and play out.
Hey guys, Ben from Living Survival on YouTube. I think the most important thing about prepping or survival is really just being a MacGyver, being a jack of all trades, being able to adapt to any situation, because that goes a long way. You never know what tools or items you're going to have to work with, so knowing how to adapt in those situations, I think for me, is the most beneficial in survival.
Thanks for watching. What you can gather from this, every person had a little bit different response, a little different idea of what's important about prepping, but the number one thing, the thing that has to happen first, is you have to want to prep. If you have that box checked, you're probably heading in the right direction, and learning the skills that you need to learn, getting the mindset that you need to have, and getting into the physical shape that you need to be will all follow that one little thing. If you enjoyed this video, please share it with your friends. Comment on the box below. Please subscribe. I love having you. I love talking to you guys. And I hope you have a great day. Thank you very much.